Gareth's legs are ruined. There's no wolf pack in North America that can heal them.
When I said this, the entire Blood Moon Manor went silent. Trapped in the Blackwood chair, Gareth Thorne suddenly lifted his head, his pupils burning with fury.
Shut that cursed mouth of yours! Get out of my territory!
With a crash, the wine glass in his hand shattered at my feet. Looking at his frenzied state, I didn't feel anger, but instead, an unexpected sense of satisfaction. I was the last white wolf of the Vance family, with the rare healer bloodline. My blood could purify all dark magic, even neutralize deadly silver poison. In my previous life, after I used my healing blood to cure Gareth Thorne, the heir to the Blood Moon Pack, of his paralyzed legs, I learned that the Blood Moon Pack had publicly declared, whoever heals Gareth will become the future Luna of the pack. Gareth was forced to bond with me as his mate. Meanwhile, Serena Locke, the half-baked hedge witch who had once been connected to him, fell into despair and ultimately died in hopelessness. Gareth pressed a silver knife hard against my wrist, his eyes bloodshot.
If it weren't for you forcing me to marry you under the guise of healing me, Serena wouldn't have died in despair. We could have completed the bonding ceremony and become fated mates.
It was you, selfish, cruel she-wolf, who killed her!
You deserve to die.
He stood there coldly, watching. Nast bud tula. Watching as I took my last breath.
When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day when Vivian, the former Luna of the Blood Moon Pack, had asked me to heal Gareth. This was the second chance Moon Goddess had granted me after hearing my prayers just before death during a lunar eclipse. This time, the Vance family's white wolf would not waste a drop of blood on this devil.
Get out!
Gareth's pale neck bulged with veins as he pointed toward the door, roaring.
Throw this liar and deceiver out!
What kind of healer are you? Just a worthless she-wolf who can't even find a mate, daring to speak nonsense here. When Serena brews the potion, I'll make you beg me on your knees to lick my boots.
I brushed off my coat and laughed mockingly.
Gareth, a true alpha, commands a pack through strength and pressure, not by throwing tantrums like a whimpering pup. I looked down at him. Since you've placed all your hopes in a third-rate witch and a vial of suspicious potion, I hope you rot on this useless iron chair for the rest of your life. Don't worry. Soon the whole Silver Pine Valley will know that the heir to the Blood Moon Pack is nothing but dead weight.
I'll rip your throat out!
Gareth coughed violently, a black blood stain at the corner of his mouth.
Just then, a figure rushed into the hall.
Gareth!
Serena cried out, her eyes full of concern as she rushed to him, tightly embracing the man gasping for breath in the iron chair. She wiped the black blood from Gareth's lips with a handkerchief, then suddenly turned her head, shooting a venomous glare at me.
Elora! How can you be so cold-hearted and vicious? Gareth is the heir to the Blood Moon Pack. You watched him die and did nothing to help. You're not worthy of the healer bloodline.
I sneered. Since you're so concerned about your alpha, why don't you use that great hedge witch magic of yours to save him? Don't come here shouting at me. I'm not buying it.
You think he can't survive without you?
Serena bit her lip.
Let me tell you, I already know the way to fully heal Gareth. Once I brew that potion and get him back on his feet, I'll make sure to smash that arrogant face of yours in front of the whole pack.
An amateur witch who can't even properly cast a healing spell? She thinks she can cure the nerve damage caused by advanced wolf poison? That's pure fantasy.
Is that so? If you really had a solution, he wouldn't be coughing like he's about to cough up his lungs.
Serena straightened up, lifting her chin defiantly.
Don't believe me? Then let's make a bet. If I heal Gareth, I want you kneeling in front of the Blood Moon Manor, apologizing and begging for mercy.
A bet? I shook my head without hesitation. I refuse. Before Serena could show her mocking face, I adjusted the hem of my coat and spoke calmly. There's no need for a bet. With your amateur tricks, Gareth's only fate in this life is to sit comfortably in that chair, waiting to die.
You cruel, heartless monster! Get out! Elora, you'll pay for your arrogance today! You'll regret this! Now!
As their insults echoed behind me, I didn't stop, wrapping my coat tighter around me. I strode out of the manor. I gripped the steering wheel, my gaze fixed on the dark forest ahead.
There, in the heart of the land, stood the most mysterious place on the continent, Shadowcrest Fortress. In my previous life, poisoned, he was on the brink of death. Back then, I stood by, too afraid to get involved in the pack's struggles, and I watched silently as the Alpha, who should have ruled the East Coast, perished in that long, torturing agony. This time, I wouldn't stand by and do nothing. I turned the car around, slammed my foot on the gas, and sped toward the Shadow territory. When I reached the gates of Shadowcrest Fortress, the atmosphere was suffocating. The guards had red-rimmed eyes, vigilantly scanning every corner. Two werewolves blocked my path.
Stop! This is Shadow territory. No outsiders are allowed near.
I'm Elora Vance. I've come to save your leader.
I opened the car door and stepped out. Perhaps it was the certainty in my voice that intimidated them. They exchanged glances before stepping aside to let me through. Inside the fortress, chaos reigned. Lower-ranking wolves huddled in the hall, softly sobbing, while several core elders argued loudly around a physician.
Useless! We've had so many doctors try and fail. What good are you?
Marcus, Julian's lieutenant, roared, punching the wall.
Lord Marcus,
The physician shook his head in despair.
the poison contains high-purity silver flakes and dark magic. It's already infiltrated the leader's cardiovascular system. Unless the moon goddess herself intervenes...
Then move aside.
My voice cut through the hall, sharp and sudden. Instantly, all conversation ceased. On the massive bed, Julian lay with his eyes shut tight, his complexion pale as paper. Deep purple veins of poison spread from his neck to his cheek.
Who are you? Who allowed you in here?
Marcus snapped, turning toward me.
I'm the one who can keep him alive.
I turned to face him, speaking each word deliberately.
I'm taking responsibility for Julian's life. If you want him to live, shut up and get out. Go prepare hot water and clean bandages.
I pricked my fingertip, slowly injecting the special serum, infused with the blood of a white wolf, into Julian's veins. The deep purple poison lines began to fade from his chest, and the powerful Alpha's self-healing mechanism slowly ticked back into action. For an entire month, Gareth kept his eyes tightly shut, but both Marcus and the healers of the Shadow Pack knew that the various medical readings were steadily rising. Their king was silently coming back to life. 1 month later, an invitation arrived at my apartment. The Blood Moon Pack was hosting a grand full moon celebration to witness Gareth Thorne's rebirth. I entered the banquet hall as promised. As soon as I stepped through the door, I saw Gareth sitting in a blackwood iron chair with Serena perched on his lap. The two of them were kissing each other without a care in the world.
Look who's here! Our famous Vance fraud.
Gareth shoved the woman off his lap, his eyes filled with mockery and malice.
What's the matter? Has the Shadow Pack finally kicked your little charlatan self out? I heard that poor Julian is still lying there like a corpse, kept alive only by machines.
Several elder wolves around us erupted into loud, mocking laughter. Gareth raised an eyebrow dismissively.
Elora, there's no such thing as a white wolf healer myth in this world. The Vance family has just been peddling false legends. I've invited you here today so you can see for yourself what really has the power to get me back on my feet.
Serena smugly presented a gift box, inside which was a crystal vial emitting a strange, enchanting fragrance. With all eyes on him, Gareth tilted his head back and drank the contents of the vial in one swift motion. In the blink of an eye, the bulging veins on his neck quickly flattened, and a powerful alpha energy erupted from within him. He pushed the metal armrests aside, and amid gasps of astonishment, stood up straight. He even stretched his shoulders, and his face instantly lit up with the unmistakable red glow of a top-tier alpha.
Goddess above, he really stood up!
Someone gasped.
Praise the goddess! Miss Locke's potion really has such miraculous effects!
Another exclaimed. Serena strutted up to me, her eyes filled with arrogance.
Did you see that, Elora? This is the power I brought to Gareth.
She covered her mouth and laughed coquettishly, mocking me without mercy.
Look at you, Elora. You spent all that effort using your so-called noble healing blood to treat Julian, and yet he lay there for a month without even blinking. Meanwhile, my Gareth just drank a potion and instantly returned to peak condition.
Gareth stepped toward me, looking down at me with cold eyes.
The truth is, Serena is my salvation. You, on the other hand, are just a pathetic parasite. Now that you see my healthy body, do you have any last words, you fraud?
Faced with Gareth's arrogant challenge, I didn't panic like they expected. Instead, I picked up a glass of champagne from a nearby waiter's tray, elegantly taking a sip. I chuckled softly.
Last words? No, Gareth. I'm simply offering you some free end-of-life care, as any professional healer would.
At those words, Serena shrieked in fury.
Elora, you're still talking back! You vile woman, you can't stand seeing Gareth thriving! He's strong enough to rip you apart now. And you think some curses can cover up your incompetence?
Miss Locke, if I were you, I wouldn't be putting my hands on his waist right now.
I looked at her with pity, my eyes full of derision.
Can't you smell that? It's not the pure alpha pheromones he's emitting. It's the rancid stench of decay, like a dead rat rotting in a swamp. That's the scent of his muscle cells rapidly deteriorating.
Gareth's face contorted with fury. He took a menacing step toward me, trying to use his intimidating presence to force me into submission.
Shut your filthy mouth! You're just jealous! I feel powerful now, blood boiling in my veins, my body brimming with strength! As for that mutt, Julian, rotting away in Shadowhuck Fortress, he'll never open his eyes again. He'll just lie there like trash, with tubes shoved into every orifice until he decays!
Julian is in a dormant state, allowing the wolf spirit to heal himself and receive the moon goddess blessing,
I said, unwavering, staring directly into Gareth's eyes, a smile playing at the corner of my lips.
And you, Gareth? You can't seriously believe that a bowl of mysterious black liquid can defy the laws of nature and instantly cure nerve damage, can you? I pointed at his neck. Go take a look in the mirror. Look at the veins in your neck. That's not healthy blood color, that's the black line of toxins flowing backwards. What you drank wasn't some miraculous potion. It's a neurostimulant from the black market, designed to drain the last bits of life force. Right now, it's blocking your pain and forcing your severed spinal cord together.
Gareth's breathing grew heavier. He touched his neck, sneering.
You're just spouting nonsense! You damn she-wolf are just stalling! I'll have someone throw you out of Silver Pine Valley immediately!
Don't be in such a hurry to get rid of me, Gareth. The show is just beginning.
I swirled the champagne in my glass.
Enjoy your last moment standing. Feel that surge of adrenaline giving you false strength. When the backlash of the drug bursts through your veins, you'll be writhing on the ground like a pitiful maggot.
Gareth roared, raising his arm.
You're dead today!